Hello GCC. This is an instructional video for Kim 130 on atomic structure with Dr. Kim. So thank you for watching this video. We're going to talk a little bit about the atom. So this is a representation of an atom, and this in the middle is the nucleus. What lives in the nucleus? And you're correct if you said protons and neutrons. So protons and neutrons are in the very dense center of the nucleus. And then we have the third particle that goes around the nucleus in orbits. And those are, of course, electrons. Now we have levels around the nucleus. So this first one is going to be level 1. The second one is going to be level 2. This is level 3. Level 4, and it keeps going, level 5, level 6, level 7, but level 4 is good enough for Kim 130. Now, the levels are broken down into sublevels. Sublevels are called S, P, D, and F. And on the first level, because it's so small, there's only enough room for an S. That's it, just the S. On the second level, there's room for 2 sublevels. So on the second level, we have S and a P. On the third level, there's room for 3 sublevels, S, P, and D. And then on the fourth level, there's room for 4 sublevels, S, P, D, and an F. So what are these sublevels, S, P, D, and F? Well, they are the containers for orbitals, and orbitals are where the electrons go. So let's look at a different kind of view. Here we go. Here's level 1, and we have our 1s sublevel. The box represents an orbital, and the S only has 1 orbital. Then we have level 2 that has an S and a P. You can see a difference right away. The S has 1 orbital, just like this one, because they're the same. They're just on a different level. But the P sublevel has 3 orbitals. So we have 3 boxes. On level 3, we have an S, a P, and a D. The S has 1 orbital, so 1 box. 3 orbitals in the P, just like this P. So 3 orbitals, and then the D has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 orbitals. We have 5 orbitals in the D. Then we get to level 4, where we have an S and a P and a D and an F. The S has 1 orbital, the P has 3 orbitals, the D has 5 orbitals. Do you see a trend? 1, 3, 5, odd numbers. F has 7 orbitals. 7 orbitals in the F. So the boxes represent orbitals. Orbitals make up the sublevel. The sublevels are on the levels. Perfect. Now we can put 2 electrons in an orbital. 2 electrons can fit in an orbital. So it's kind of like saying, here's an S, and we can put 2 electrons in there. If we had a P, we could put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 electrons in a P. So the electrons are in the orbitals that are part of the sublevel that are on the levels. All right, I hope you're still with me, because now we're going to move on to the questions. So here are some questions we can ask about levels, sublevels, and orbitals. So my first question is, how many sublevels are on level 4? So level 4 has 1, 2, 3, 4 sublevels. It has an S, P, D, and an F. That makes 4. There are 4 sublevels on level 4. So our answer is 4. Second question, how many electrons can fit in level 2? Here's level 2. Now remember, there's 2 electrons per orbital, so 1, 2 can fit here, plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. We can put 8 electrons on level 2. 2 plus 6 is 8. So our answer here is going to be 8. 8 electrons fit in level 2. All right, next, how many orbitals are on level 3? So here's level 3. There's 1 orbital in S. There's 3 in a P and 5 in a D. So that is 5 plus 3 plus 1 equals 9. There are 9 orbitals on level 3. Next, is there such a thing as a 2F? So think about that. So let's go back to our atom picture. Level 2 has an S and a P, no F. So the answer is no. There is no such thing as a 2F. The F's don't start till what level? Where do we see an F? Yeah, we don't see an F until we get to level 4. Okay, so there's no such thing as a 1F, a 2F, a 3F. We start F's at the 4th level. Next question. How many electrons fit in a D sublevel? How many electrons fit in a D sublevel? So here's a D. How many electrons can fit in here? Remember, there's 2 per orbital. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we can put a second one in. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We can put 10 electrons in a D sublevel because there's 5 orbitals, 2 electrons each. 2 times 5 is 10. How many orbitals are in an F sublevel? How many orbitals, which is the boxes, are in an F sublevel? Well, here's an F. How many orbitals are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are 7 orbitals in an F sublevel. Very good. And my last question, how many electrons can fit in the first level? That one's easy. How many electrons total can fit in the first level? Well, the first level is just an S, and there are 2 electrons in there. So the answer are 2. There's only 2 electrons in that first level. Let's add a question. How many electrons fit in level 3? That's a great question. How many electrons fit in level 3? I'm going to give you a chance to answer on your own. You can hit pause if you need to. All right, so we look at level 3. We can fit 2 electrons in each box. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. We can fit 18 electrons in level 3. All right, that's awesome. Now, I want to show you how the S, P, D, and F correspond with our periodic table. So remember, in an S, whether it's the 1S, 2S, 3S, or 4S, we can fit 2 electrons in an S. If we look at our periodic table, the first 2 columns correspond with the 2 electrons that go in the S orbitals. This is actually the 1S, hydrogen and helium. Lithium and beryllium are the 2S. Sodium and magnesium are the 3S. Potassium and calcium are the 4S. Then this would be 5S, 6S, 7S. So again, these are filling in, the first 2 columns, filling in the S. The P's, we can put 6 electrons in a P, 2, 4, 6. Well, if we look at the periodic table, this group here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wide. This column is putting the first electron in a P, P1. This is P2, P3, P4, the 4th electron in the P, P5, and then P6. Not helium, that's an S, but neon down is the 6th electron in the P. So we call this the P block. Again, not helium, but this is the P block, and these 2 columns are called the S block. What about the D? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So 10 electrons fit in a D. And guess what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is 10 wide. This block is the D block. First electron in a D, second electron in a D, third, fourth, fifth, sixth electron in a D, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th electron in the D. And then finally F. F is 7 orbitals, 2 electrons in an orbital, makes 14. Let's go look at our periodic table. Down here at the bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. It's 14 wide. So these two rows correspond with F electrons. It's called the F block. So the first electron in an F, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th electron in an F block. So again, we got the S block, the P block, D block, and the F block. And so our periodic table is very helpful. Now this goes right into electron configuration, which is going to be your next video. I hope to see you again. Thanks for watching.